Holding someone accountable is not an attack, though may not also be a tea party. Accountability Africa is designed to always ask questions on how our commonwealth is being handled. And from the private sector, we pry into their customer service operations. Accountability Africa. Hello there, and welcome to yet another edition of Accountability Africa. Here, we hold political office holders, CEOs, supervisors accountable. Today, we are in the world of entrepreneurship, and I am bringing to you a seasoned entrepreneur based in 3 areas out of many, actually: Abuja, Lagos, Kano. I welcome onto the program Aisha Adebola Aminu.
Thank you, Odio.
Let's start this way. You are into this organization called New Faces, New Voices, Nigeria. What is it all about, and what's your position there?
Thank you so much, Odio. And I appreciate you finding me worthy to participate in the Accountability Africa. New Faces, New Voices is actually one of the networks under the Grass Marshall Trust, which is based in South Africa. And for me, I'm privileged to be the country director for Nigeria. Going further, what New Faces, New Voices Nigeria or the Grass Marshall Trust as a network does is, before I skip it, it's important to mention that we are in 16 countries across Africa, including Nigeria, to drive women's access to finance and also a variety of financial products available. And not just that, I would divert a bit, particularly with the COVID-19. We are trying to put our searchlight to find where there are interventions, like for economic recovery, for women entrepreneurs particularly. And we provide capacity and skills for women entrepreneurs, and then we search for a variety of other financial products aside, building their capacity to access finance. And then we also fast track the number of women in leadership position in the financial sector. Basically, that's what we do. But our tools of operation relates around advocacy, network building, and capacity building. Working with stakeholders and attracting partners, strategic partners, like in the government agencies. Particularly, we have a partnership relationship with SMEDAN, that is Small and Medium Development Agency of Nigeria. We also have with NEPC. However, we are trying to establish our relationship with NEPC, having, a new CEO in the agency. So basically, that is what NFMV. I would not say Nigeria, though I'm speaking for all my 16 countries.
Okay.
Because I'm like the ambassador if I'm speaking in Nigeria, because we do almost the same thing across Africa, though we specify and relate with what applies or what works better for us in our countries. We also recently just divide into the issue of legislative advocacy for women and procurement policy advocacy as well. Right. So in summary, that is what NFMV is. And for NFMV Nigeria, we have a special flagship project which we call the Women Cross-Border Trade in West Africa. NFMV Nigeria owns that project, and we've done 3 wonderful big projects around West Africa.
That's a good one. In your estimates, we had a lot from you, and what you are saying now, though, could be for Nigeria, but then basically there are some basic things that go around the whole 16 countries that is uniform. Now, in your estimate, what qualified you to be a member? to have reason to become a country director?
That's that's a very good question and a very interesting one. But I will compress my response to you, Dion.
Okay.
Actually, my journey started from the Kano Chamber of Commerce. I started as a member, rising over about 13 years as a member of the council, and as a member of the chamber rather. Then in 2004, I was privileged to be a member on council as deputy treasurer. Going forward, 2008 to 2011, I was privileged to be the vice president corporate affairs at the Kano Chamber of Commerce. In between, before 2011, 2008, there was a communication, from South Africa particularly, and they were asked to identify a woman entrepreneur that could represent women, particularly in the Northwest. We don't know what New Faces, New Voices was then. And fortunately enough for me, I was nominated. And I went for that gathering in Kenya, and we were screened. I was the only one actually from Nigeria. I was expected to be there for Northwest, but apparently I was the only one from Nigeria. The only Nigeria that was there was, I think, the regional head for EcoBank, who is not expected to be part of the movement of the Grass Commercial Trust. So having been there, it wasn't as if I rose through the ranks as a member to be the country director for Nigeria. I was actually picked at that point, nominated as a country director, because we sat on a round table and were able to craft that name, New Faces, New Voices, under the Grass Commercial Trust. And New Faces, New Voices is actually the first arm of the Grass Commercial Trust before the other networks start falling in. Yeah. So after that, there was a kind of a retreat that was called in Joburg after the Kenya convening. And another lady was brought, I think from the Southwest or Southwest, I can't remember now. And we went through some certain kind of screening, and Mama Grassa was present at that screening in Joburg. Fortunately, and thanking God for his privilege, I emerged the final country director for Nigeria. That's how I got that position.
Right. Now, basically, if I am not wrong, your activities are almost 80% to assist women, if I'm not wrong. Even if it's not up to that or even more than that, you assist women. And I want to ask, what yardstick do you use in selecting the women to be assisted?
You are right to say it's 80% because the other 20% represent youths.
Okay. Oh.
So actually we started like 100% women coverage. And in 2018, because my colleague in Zambia, Penny Mapoma, started the Youth Impact Initiative. And she was very kind enough. She came 2018 to support us in Nigeria for the first Pan-African Expo we held. And she brought the lead youth from Zambia to come and launch the Youth Impact Initiative for Nigeria. So as at that point in 2018, we now had to cut down the percentage. Actually, we were giving the youth 25% and the women 75%. But I would say I'm so proud of the youths that for their activities and what they have done so far, I think they are taking over about 60% from us presently. So, I mean, they are the future as far as I see them. So that's how, and so, but the yardstick we use to be able to assess, like you asked, how to support the women, etc., is, it's very important for our listeners to know that NFMV, Nigeria, and even the Grass Commercial Trust are not elite movement. Yeah, you can see us as elites, but we go deep down. Like one of my colleagues in Cairo will say, we are picking from the bottom of the pyramid. I want to see how we can get to the top of the pyramid. And for example, because I don't want to skip that, during the COVID-19, when it started, The GMT, that's our headquarters in South Africa, reached out to the 6 most active chapters, which I'm proud to say Nigeria is one of the champions. And we're asked to run a research about the difficulties and challenges women have gone through during COVID-19. But I went back to them and said, I will not go into the houses of the women in Puda because that is where my focus is. And then come out after our research assistant have asked them questions without giving them something, to motivate or to like give them a kind of recovery space, because everybody know what happened at that point. And they said, Aisha, you've been done wonderfully well. Do it as it relates and it's going to be impactful to your country. So after the research, we don't have much of resources, but we're able to give up 10,000 to all the women we ask questions to know what their challenges are. And we picked 3 states. We picked Kaduna, we picked Kano, and we picked Katsina.
Great. What is the relationship between NFNV and governments at various levels? How do you work together? We have the local government, we have state, we have federal.
For the real core government, I will tell you that I won't say we don't have a relationship, but we don't have a relationship like we have with the government agencies at federal level. Though we do invite them for certain of our activities, and if not for the recent activity we had in Kano, November last year, November 28, 2021, that we were privileged that the wife of the executive governor sent a representative who is the special advisor to the governor on NGOs with a team of about 14 representatives. So she was well represented. So apart from that, in these 12 years that we run NFMV in Nigeria, we've not had any close relationship with government, either at federal or state level or local government. Though it's important to mention at this point that our grand patron for NFMV in Nigeria is the wife of the former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is Dr. Amina Desambu. And she's still currently the grand patron of NFMV Nigeria.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, while going through your profile, there is this Empretech Nigeria. The thing kept coming on and on and on. What are your functions there? What is Empretech Nigeria? What are your functions there as Financial Secretary for Kano chapter?
Empretech Nigeria is an entrepreneurship development training that was introduced in the country around 1992 and 1993. And I was privileged to be an alumni of that project. It was a partnership between the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment and the United Nations Development Program. Okay. And I was privileged to be a certificate holder of that program. And my role as the financial secretary for the Kano chapter is, after the Empretech training, we're being certified, we're supposed to run the Empretech program and do a kind of step-down training. But we now tax ourselves. The president for Kano is called Alhaji Lawan Sulegaro, and now the financial secretary and some other officers. My role as financial secretary was to collate the membership and subscription fees that we tagged ourselves on how to move Empretech Nigeria Kano chapter forward. That was particularly my role.
Now, when we hear chambers of commerce, industry, mines, and agriculture, you are thinking business. But these days, under some harsh conditions, are various chambers of commerce, industry, mines, and agriculture still relevant in business development in present-day Nigeria?
You can't run away from a relationship with the chambers of commerce. Sorry, I'm skipping to say Kano because that's my constituency.
Yes, I can understand.
Yeah, but the chamber of commerce are very critical, particularly to people in business entrepreneurship, because the chamber movement is not something of your country; it's a global thing. And wherever you say chamber of commerce, and wherever you go, I will share is a brief thing with you. I was trying to see that Kano Chamber of Commerce, at a point, we can go to the Canton Fair in China and have a stand. And I was going on my own private business. But because I have that name card as the Vice President Corporate, I'm just telling you how relevant the Chamber of Commerces are. Not just in Nigeria, globally. Because I have that card, I don't have any pre-appointment. I just went into the Guangdong Chamber of Commerce and I gave my card to the receptionist and I said I want to see whoever is the senior person there. And you don't believe it, Ojo, in less than 15 minutes, I was ushered into the president's office. And I was able to discuss what I need to discuss. But unfortunately and sadly, I couldn't get that project to take off until I finished my term in the chamber. But critically, the Chamber of Commerce is very, very, very important.
But let me ask at this junction, how does someone who is going into business access a chamber of commerce? Is it that easy? That's one. Do you do consultancy services for people who want to go into entrepreneurship?
For now, I might not see what applies because I finished my term in Kano Chamber of Commerce since 2011.
Okay.
But there's that kind of solidarity. Once you are a council member in the chamber, even when you finish your term, you can walk into any chamber of commerce in Nigeria and ask for what you want. So for the issue of building their capacity or giving them a kind of training to be able to do certain
No, I mean ordinary people, or not council officials.
no
not chamber
members
officials.
members
Not is it,
members
yes.
of the chamber of commerce.
Yes.
I wouldn't know what apply now.
No, okay.
But before now, like when we have trade fairs in Kano Chamber of Commerce, we do have a day that is reserved for training and seminars to build the strength of the members, not the council members, the members, that's financial paid members of the chambers.
Now, we cannot take away the issue of trade fairs from your operations. You are an expert along that area. Now, what are the advantages of trade fairs? That's one. And why are they disappearing? We don't have trade fairs like we used to. Is it that they are no longer relevant?
Trade fairs are very relevant, very, very relevant. However, you are right by saying that the activities are fading away. You are saying it correctly. But it's not about the chambers or the organizations. Like for us at New Faces, New Voices, we participated in different trade fairs, not just in the country. In 2015, Export Promotion Council supported us to participate at the African Women Congress in Cairo. We have more than 53 different products from women under the New Faces, New Voices, Nigeria. But after the screening, only 13 products could go to Cairo because NFPCs were very particular about, what will I say, about credibility of the products to be able to compete in the global market. And I will always give them thanks because I was so excited and proud. The few countries we competed with, Turkey, Cairo, Zambia, some African countries that were there, all our products on the Nigerian stand. In fact, our stand with 13 products, we have the largest space.
Trust Nigeria.
And at that time, the former Minister for Men Affairs, Haja Zainab Mena, I didn't even know she was coming there. She didn't know I was coming there. But we met, and she was so excited and said, Aisha, I'm really proud of you. You should have told me you are coming, would have even enhanced this participation more than this. We never brought back any single product. And in all fairness, the Nigerian embassy in Cairo, stood by us and motivated us so much. They were with us for those 2 days event. So whatever we had left, and even the souvenirs, the marketing tools like the calabash and things that says about New Faces, New Voices, the staff of the embassy and the flyers of the products left of the women were taken to the embassy, and it was displayed there, for visitors that come to the embassy.
Good.
So we are not, the trade fairs are still very relevant, but the problem are the participants to the trade fair. Chambers, no matter how tough it is, still plan and try to implement trade fairs.
Great. Right now, let me move to the area of the Nigerians in the diaspora. Meanwhile, the program is Accountability Africa, and here we hold CEOs accountable. Today, my guest is a seasoned entrepreneur who is the country director of New Faces, New Voices Nigeria, Aisha Adebola Aminu. Now, the program continues now, and like I did say, we are going into the areas of Nigerians in the diaspora. Our research findings on this program reveal that Nigerians in the diaspora, they want to do businesses back home. Now, how can you, as a person or NFNV, assist them in organizing and having their businesses back home?
I would divert a little bit.
Okay.
It's not just about the Nigerians in diaspora that wants to come and invest or do business in the country. Even for the ones that are in the country already,
Yes.
and collectively. That is why we cannot run away from government.
Good.
The government makes the policies, but I keep asking, when these policies are being made, are the players on the table?
Carried along, okay?
It's very critical. Yes, sometimes, you find that, okay, yes, they are bringing some players to the table, but are they the real players? With all due apologies to leaders. But the truth is, the actual players are not brought to the table when those policies are being discussed or when the conversation is happening, and up to the time that the policies are being implemented.
Now, we are winding up the program. Time is no longer a friend here. But then before you go, I want to get this from you. Many businesses are collapsing due to lack of capital. Many people want to know out there how they can secure partners and investors. Are you into that area at all? Because I know after this program, some viewers are still going to call to want to ask this question.
Yeah, we are into it. Like I mentioned earlier when I was introducing New Faces, New Voices and what the network does. We are particularly, in driving women's access to finance, which is not far from what you are saying. Though, like, business are collapsing, yes, but business are collapsing even before COVID-19. COVID-19 just aggravates
Yes.
the impact of business failure. But we have been having challenges of business
Yeah,
failures
that
even
has been
before the
there.
COVID. It has been there.
Yes.
That we cannot deny. But what I'm saying here is, yes, you asked about the financial product. There's a lot of financial products there. Though it has been reduced, in all fairness to the, industry, the financial institution or the development institutions and all of that, it has actually been reduced. But for our own role as NFMV is to build the capacity of these women to be able to see the opportunities of those funds to be able to do the recovery. And this brings me to the issue of the program we intend to hold that I was discussing with you coming 15th March this year. It's around women financial inclusion and economic recovery.
Okay.
So you can see, though you're asking the question, but we are already ahead looking at how to deal with those issues. And there's lots of the issue of digital finance now. But when you look at the woman in the Birnin Kudu in Kano or the woman in Ijebu,
How does she go digital?
How does she go digital? That is the kind of role that NFMV and our partners are trying to work on to be able to ensure that these women are carried along and they are inclusive. That's the word, women financial inclusion.
Okay. Thank you very much, Aisha, for coming on to the program. We have enjoyed your contributions for the past half hour. This is Accountability Africa, and I really want to thank you for having stayed tuned for about half an hour or so. And my guest has been Aisha Adebola Aminu, the country director, New Faces, New Voices Nigeria. She is, as I did say, a seasoned entrepreneur based in Abuja, and another time she's in Lokoja. I mean, she's in Lagos, and she's in Kano. But then there is this one that I almost missed. You got an award in Maputo. I think that award, while going through your profile, is that not a Grassroots Trust Impact Award
Yeah.
of 2017? Please, before you go, what qualified you for that award? And what is that award all about?
The grace of God.
The grace,
The
of,
grace
God.
of God.
We're all enjoying the grace of God.
Yeah, but you know, for NFM, I mentioned to you in our earlier discussions that NFM in Nigeria has been one of the champion countries under the Grassroots Trust Network. And the first major project we undertook in 2015, GMT did not support us. Even Mama Grassa was surprised when she saw the report. We ran to DFID, UK Aid, and we told them this is what we have in mind. That's the Women Cross-Border Traders in West Africa. You know what cross-border trade means? It's a big thing. And these women involved generate a lot of income, but they are not heard. They are particularly almost invisible. But when we did that, UK Aid saw the viability of that project and they supported us. And it was a successful one. So by the time Mama Grassa even saw the report, she was like, Aisha, when did you do this? That's one. Then we were able to attract the United Parcel Services, UPS, as our major support for our project. They don't cover us fully, but they support us to run our project because 2017, the same 2017, we met with them in Tanzania. And I was to lead a discussion, and they were attracted, and that's how the relationship with UPS and NFM Nigeria started. So based on that was how GMT, that Grassroots Trust, and Mama Grassa saw me worthy of the Grassroots Trust Impact Award.
That's of 2017.
27.
And on that note, we end this week's edition of Accountability Africa. And my guest has been talking about entrepreneurship, Aisha Adebola Aminu. Next week, I hope to bring you yet another guest. If you want to get in touch with us, we have this phone number you can get us through, 0806 5030 300. I am Odion Bello. Bye for now.